So if we're looking at the Dow, and the setup I was just talking about was that wave CCI. Let me just show you here. I'm going to go back into replay mode. This is the wave CCI trigger. You look at this within the market look back. It's a transitional wave, or it's an incomplete transitional 3 o'clock market cycle. And with prices just piercing up through the top line of the wave, certainly it has wave. The CCI is confirming that break higher. I know some of you use the MACD. That's fine too. Okay, the CCI is probably just a little bit more discriminating as far as what it will actually confirm, but usually you'll find your CCI and your MACD of more or less the same opinion. We broke up here. We knew that there would be 94.39 resistance. That's the lazy days level. If you were thinking it'd be 94.50, that's fine too. We knew we still just had to get up through 94, period. Right? And we did so with relative ease. And that same day, the same day that we topped out at that high, let's see, that high was 94.64. We pull back really sharply. Now, we know the dollar yen doesn't necessarily always move with the dollar index. I mean, we know that's something that, from a correlation standpoint, it should have a sympathetic correlation, but it's not always the case. Let me just color this this US dollar. I'll go with a green and red. Okay. There we go. Perfect. Alright, so obviously the dollar index is in green and red. Our dollar yen is in black and white. So when you take a look at the sympathetic correlation, is it there? There were times these two markets were moving pretty opposite one another. And you take a look at this period of time in here. So we know that we're not always looking at correlation from the standpoint of it being sympathetic. Okay, so what other market have we been focusing on? Of course, the Dow, right? So if I go ahead and pull this back up, let's take a look at the YM, and I'm pulling up the Dow Mini Futures. I mean, you can look at this correlation, tighter than the dollar index, right? Scope and directionally, right? No doubt about that. Now, I think to find out why this follow through from the wave CCI is really reversing, faltering, is to understand where the Dow's at right now. Okay, we know that if I'm going to get bullish, directionally bullish on the dollar yen. Now, bullish means what? When the dollar yen market is heading up higher, that means the US dollar index is strengthening over the Japanese yen, or the Japanese yen is weakening versus the dollar index. Okay? So bottom line is, that's what an upward trending dollar yen means. I know in order to get an upward trending dollar yen, I need to get an upward trending Dow. Okay? So let's get out of overlay mode here. Let's take a look at the composite. So when I take a look at this average, the Dow average here, now I'm looking at the INDU rather than the futures contract. I'm looking at spot, if you will. So now what do I got? Well, we know that we broke 9,000 yesterday. Okay, that was a pretty big deal, or was it? I saw that the market, let's take a look at the last 30 minutes of the Dow yesterday. I saw the market close strong. And, except for the last half hour, it pulled back just a little bit from 9,100. We've still, in the last few couple hours of the market, we're able to get above 9,000 and stay above 9,000. And if you know, from anything we've talked about here in this room, it's the close of the Dow. That's all that matters. The open's nonsense. The open is just trading. If you want to talk about what the overall and the meaningful part of any kind of stock market trading is, it's the last, basically, hour. And where it closes. The close is all that matters. Who cares where it opened? It only matters where it closed. And we did close above 9,000. Now what's interesting to me is, even though we got up there, that was a little too easy, wasn't it? I don't suspect that that's going to be just that simple to break out of this range. Okay, there's certainly no positive fundamentals out there that I think fundamental traders could grab on. From a market cycle perspective, we're still in a sideways market, so it's not that we've suddenly initiated some sort of uptrend that I think technical or price-based traders are going to grab onto. So who is it who actually feels this market is meriting a close above this key 000? You know, well, obviously not too many people, because you go back to that YM futures contract, we are down 101 points right now pre-market on the Dow, uh, down here at 88.47. Now realize that the futures are a little bit different in terms of price than the INDU symbol, but we're looking at probably what was or what is going to be another day to see if 9,000 is for real and see if they can close back above it and interest fundamental traders with some sort of story that they can feel long term we're going to break above 9,000. Get price based and technical traders looking at something other than an accumulation or distribution cycle at best, sideways market, and get them interested in the possibility of an uptrend. I don't think either story is a bullish one right now. So here we are down 100 points. But again, like I said, the open doesn't mean anything. However, to the market that doesn't close, Forex, we go back over to that Dow, okay? I'm sorry, we go back over to the dollar yen from the Dow, and you'll see it doesn't matter. 9,000 may not be on this chart in terms of why we're heading down lower, but certainly you can see that the fact that 9,000 right now pre-market is being rejected. We're down 100 plus points on the Dow, and you can see the reaction here on the dollar yen. And I'm going to show you the snapshot window here. You can see we'll be down almost a full figure here in just a pip or two. All right, so a tremendous amount of weakness as we slice down through 93.00 on the Dow, or I'm sorry, on the dollar yen, and likely to test. I would focus on that support 93.50. The 30-minute chart. I'm out of my short right now. I did not take a big position, but I'm out of my short right now. But I took it to about 93. So this extra 50 pips, I'm not for the ride, but hey, I'll take the meat and potatoes any day. I'm just missing dessert, it looks like. All right, so that is what's happening on the dollar yen and the relationship that we need to keep in mind. Don't let these correlations catch you out of the off guard. They're not difficult. All we're looking at is usually just some major and minor psych numbers, right? Determining that 9,000 is resistance and looking at the pre-market being down 110 and realizing that the sympathy between the Dow and the dollar yen is pretty strong. This is not difficult. This is really basic, price analysis. Okay? Just don't forget to do it.